So, many of you might be surprised by now, so this is a book. If The Traveling Mind were a film, it would be like living my life, living my childhood twice over. And once was enough. I didn't write this book out of contempt or revenge. I wrote because too many have been through the same thing. Emotional abuse is a silent epidemic, and it's easy to dismiss because you can't see it. You're someone who's either been abused or happens to be in an abusive situation right now. You're brainwashed to believe you're unworthy, incapable, unlovable, that no one will believe you. Also, that you won't survive in the world without them. You might feel hopeless, like no one wants to help you. But just the fact I came out of it is proof you can get out too. Growing up, I was so shy that when I would have to speak in front of my class, my mouth would turn dry. My kids would start laughing because they could see my legs shaking. I knew everyone got nervous during presentations, but this wasn't normal. Until 3 years ago, I thought my childhood was normal. I thought it was normal for my mother to tell me about ex-boyfriends. I thought it was normal how she was so eager to get me in front of the camera. I thought I wanted to be a model. Everyone in my family made me believe this by always taking pictures of me. Actually, it was my mother who wanted to be a model growing up, but then my grandfather didn't let her. One time I fell on the ice and didn't tell her because there was no point in telling people when I had pain. If I cried when she would pull while brushing my hair, she used to tell me that I had a sensitive scalp. She'd get a kick out telling her friends times that humiliated me. Like when I fell on the escalators at 2 years old after we went to the movies, and I was coming up with my legs in the air. She never spoke about times I did something cute or worked something funny, only times when I was embarrassed. Until last September, for 2 whole years, her and I were up every single night, and she would yell at me and call me names. I won't even repeat those names because they're too ugly, but you'll find them in the book. My bedroom door didn't lock properly, so she used to come in anytime she wanted. One time I heard her speaking to herself, and when I asked who she was talking to, she accused me of hearing voices. I went into my room. She followed me, grabbed me by the arms, and pinned me on the bed. Every time I would light incense while meditating, she tried to accuse me of performing witchcraft. It's like she knew that meditation is what made me realize what was really going on inside. Basically, like she wanted my soul. For years, I was seen and not heard. I was always called pretty or beautiful, yet interrupted in conversation. I was submissive, quiet, and docile, basically like a well-trained dog. When it came to starting on my own 7 months ago, I met some people who I thought were friends. If you've been through the same situation that I have, you know that abuse survivors are prone to meeting people similar to the abusers until we break some of our own patterns. One person who I thought cared about me wasn't so sympathetic when I finally told him what happened. I tried telling him about my past and he really didn't want to listen. And to that person I would like to say thank you, because he taught me to know the difference between the people who care and those who just want publicity. You see, my mother and I were close until I started speaking for myself. I was the type A personality described as a follower. So she would start asking me things like, is there something wrong with you? Do you need to speak to a doctor? You're not the daughter that I raised. You've changed too much. Even 6 months later, now that I'm not talking to my mother anymore, I can't have a contact page on my WordPress site. But every time I put it back, she tries to message me. It seems like she just doesn't know that I've moved on. My life, this is my new life now. You see, no one walks away from their own mother without having a good reason. Before moving, my grandmother, who's always been good to me, who's babysitted me growing up, she said, you weren't like this when you were younger. You two were a lot closer. That's because I didn't know better. And really, I haven't changed. This is the real me that was locked away in my brain for so long. I was like Rapunzel, but at the same time, I couldn't wait after Prince Charming to save myself. So one night, after a big argument, I took my dog and we went over to the police station. Next thing I know, we're driving in a squad car on my way to my grandmother's house. My dog crying over my lap. It was a scary night, but it was worth it. It was worth starting over. And what makes me happy about this book is that not once makes me happy is that not once you find the word victim in the book. See, if you made it to the other side, you're not a victim. You're a survivor. And also the download link where you can get the book right in the bottom of the video. Thank you.